Jeff, let me get over to some of the American conservatives right now that have very paradoxically gone on to Putin's side in many respects. So look, there's a lot of different realms here. We've got Americans who know and understand that Putin is obviously a monster, but that America shouldn't go into World War III over Ukraine. Okay, there's an argument to be made there. But I'm talking about these American conservatives, and there was a very fascinating part where you were talking with Trevor Loudon, and you guys began to talk about a certain psychological problem that a lot of American conservatives have, or let's say some American conservatives have. But I would, I've always been interested in the Stockholm syndrome of people and the desire to ingratiate oneself with one's potential executioner. And there's somewhere here where there's the belief among some American conservatives that Putin somewhere has replaced the hopes that they had in Trump, and which in my opinion were very valid, because I think Trump is great and stands and stood for a lot of great things. But now there's this thing where Putin is fighting the globalists for us, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They don't want to see or admit this is a KGB communist who wants to destroy the West. There's some kind of Stockholm syndrome in these people, right?
Yeah, well, there's a sublimated fear. I think you hit it on the head. People do not. Yeah, I'll give you I'll back up what you just said, because I think you made a brilliant point. That people can't deal with certain things. I mean, they're so terrible. You look at Ukraine, for example, and we're seeing cities being knocked down. The heartbreaking moment where that elderly Ukrainian woman returns to her apartment in Mariupol, and it's just rubble. And it's like she's crying. This is her home. This is all she has. She's lost everything. And she's just one of 240,000. Every building in that city has been damaged and destroyed. It's like a city of no, I'm sorry. It's a city of 430,000 people, 434,000 people. It is just unbelievable to us. And so what you have is you have China and Russia. And 6 months ago, I was in these meetings, and you remember how much the concern was with China and its behavior and attacking Taiwan, and all of these people saying, Putin has got to be our ally. We've got to win over Putin. They're alienating Putin. We need Putin. It's like as if we can play the Russia card the way we played the China card during the Cold War, right? And it's so, but they cannot believe that they have two enemies, one in Russia, one in China at once, and they're together. They cannot believe that. They cannot believe that. They can't accept it because it's too terrible a truth to accept. And so
Yeah,
their
and
fear is real. Their fear is real.